an independent report, and they've got some doctors that have done some investigation and some analysis of our little friend. And it seems that our little Ange would well know is actually more sane than you and I.
And who's about to prove that?
3 doctors, and here's my concern. My character's not to be tarnished in this, and I don't want anything more to come out of this. And that's where you and that administrator put her, right where she belongs.
How are you progressing with the movie?
Well, look, everything's going according to plan.
I'm not too sure. I was on the set.
I've been around long enough and have produced enough movies to know what's right and what's running according to time. Which brings me to the character.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. I don't know if someone said anything or you're in touch with a real character from this story, but how come the whole episode of the surgeon has vanished?
It's just not relevant, it's not necessary, and I don't need to explain myself to you, it's just not necessary.
Yeah, but it's not up to you to decide. This is my project, unless we change the contract.
It's my production company.
Okay, but there is nothing in the
contract. Do we need to terminate the contract?
Well, let me tell you something what happened. In the past, you know, when I tried to produce Days of Fever in France, the first chapter of Clipped Wings.
Interested in Clipped Wings in France. We're now in Australia working with Parkinson House on this now movie.
Yeah, When Doves Can Fly.
Yeah, Doves Can't Fly. And as I said to you, I need that omitted. It doesn't matter whether it's real life or character. It's my production house, and at the end, my name's on it. And it's my image, and no one in this town is going to tarnish it.
Yeah.
Here is the cast.
Okay.
Here is the cast. Here are all your characters that you've written. See? All top name actors. All secured
Okay,
contractors.
but I haven't seen them on the set.
No, well, you didn't need to see them yet. You need to trust me. I've been doing this for 30 years. Here's your cast. That is your cast, rather. Now, here are the dates. Where are we? We've got 6 weeks to go, because when we last met, we said 2 months. Shooting in Rome for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay? Then we're off to Paris.
Okay, yes.
So,
that's
do
important.
I need to continue?
No, but
No, thank you.
I don't see any progression. I don't think you really moving along. You know,
About your mother.
That brings to my mind that last chapter of the big saga she wanted to write, Clipped Wings. So I haven't read that book
Wings,
yet.
we talk about that again.
I haven't read about that book yet, but it would be interesting. I'd like to include it in the production once I read it and I see its relevance.
This next book, any idea? Content, characters?
Not at all. She was quite mysterious about it, because I remember a year and a half ago she talked about it, and she said she wants to finish the saga with this last chapter, Clipped Wings. And but she didn't know how to go about it, because she thought she could hurt a few people along the way.
Yes, I'm sure she did think that, but look, we'll address that when we need to.
Okay.
But right now. David.
You bitch.
David.
I have lost everything, and it's all your fault.
Robert, it's Patricia. Yeah, all done. Yeah, send the boys. Yeah, the ones in the white coats. My work is done. Yeah, excellent. I've survived another day. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And it's paranoia. It's bipolar. It's schizophrenia. And probably a good dose of the clap thrown in as well.
And you know who put you here?
That wonderful man that you thought you were
Your one-night stand with?
that was going to...
Yes.
The
well,
administrator.
You thought
Yeah.
you'd fuck your way into a house
Into a
with
house.
him, and didn't that go sadly wrong?
He wouldn't do that to me.
Oh yes,
Oh,
he
he
was.
has, he has,
And
he
guess
has.
what? Now we can bunk each other silly in here. Ha 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 ha! Goodbye, my
You
love.
wouldn't do that
Oh,
to me.
yes.
Oh, yes, we would.
Yes.
Just watch us.
The administrator can bunk you silly whenever he wants to, but you ain't coming near me.
I don't think he will, because I think he thinks you're pathetic.
Yes, absolutely. Goodbye.
That bloody Patricia Parkinson. That's who did it to me. I remember now the syringe. Yes. And maybe I am crazy.
Tell you absolutely truthfully, yes. Simple as that.
You did it.
I had the opportunity to get rid of the bastard, and I did. I came here that day, and he was snivelling around like a weak thing that he was, and I was just so disgusted with him, and so always giving me trouble.
He was after the cottage all his life.
Always wanting that cottage. I don't really know what was so special about it. Always wanting whatever I had. Always wanting to be the favourite with my mother, all of that. That was my opportunity. I shot him and I just made it look like a suicide, and I closed it, that chapter, forever.
How do you like the new fireplace? You get
Very
a lot
nice indeed.
You get a lot of heat out of there. Put your hand over there and have a look. Is this
Oh,
lovely?
yeah.
Lovely in winter.
Yeah.
Listen, David, you're my brother. We've got to do better. This fighting and competition all the time is not good. We've got to think of our kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, but I agree with you, it's not good enough, and we have to try a lot harder to stop this bickering and fighting and rivalry between us, and do what's right for the rest of the family. They must be looking at us thinking it's all hopeless.
It's all about family. I've been looking after the family all these years, as you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, if you didn't exile me, I'd be still part of the family and none of this would be going on.
But that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Exactly. What we've got to do is to work together now. The kids and the family are very important.
Yeah, when we were kids it was much better. I remember the father took us to Polynesia and had a fabulous time. There was none of this problem going on. So I don't know where we've gone wrong, but yeah, as I said before, for the sake of the family, we just have to try harder. For everybody's sake.
I agree.
Oh, hello, Henk. It's nice to see you. What brings you to Purple Grove?
Yes, lovely to see you as well, my dear. I don't have much occasion to come to Purple Grove, but I thought it was time I checked out Sharon's last resting place. Have a look where her last remains are.
Yes, I went and had a little prayer in church for Sharon, because the way things were with her, you know.
Yes, it's so very sad. Such a young death. Tragic. Have you heard from Tina at all?
Ah, yes, I've heard from Tina. She's having a wonderful time.
I knew there was no chance of that working with Nick. I mean, hopeless. Why on earth she ever started, God only knows. So yeah, look, I still sort of keep in touch, and
It's funny, I was just thinking of coming to visit you.
you're welcome anytime. But I didn't think you had much time. I thought you were making all those beads and necklaces and all that rubbish, and you were quite involved in the whole machinations of Purple Grove.
I have to tell you the good news about my jewellery, but first I'd like to know what chapter in your life are you going to close this time?
Well, I came actually to go to the police to turn myself in and confess to the murder of my brother.
There's a lot of people out there, Uncle. Are they playing often?
Yes, they're on today. Local rugby team. They're here every Saturday. It's good.
Don't mind the game.
Oh, it's a good view from up here. Listen, Sebastian, I think it would be a good idea for you to support what I said before. Just to give you an update, the East Wing, we're now completed level 1 and construction is going on time. I think it'll be a big difference if you think about what your mother and what we're doing at East Wings, if you support me and let us work together to establish this.
And go against my dad.
Well, the thing is, think about what your mother would have wanted. The East Wing is all approved. The construction is on time, on budget. I really need you to think about that, and I think it'll be very good for the family.
You know I cannot go against my dad. You kick him out of the town more than 20 years ago. He needs support, he needs his place in this family, right? Don't you want your brother by your side?
I do, and I've spoken to him about trying to work together, but listen here. You remember what I have done all these years for this family. I've looked after everybody and tried to address everyone's needs. This family will survive, like I said before. And that's the reason you need to support such a project.
I have to put a caveat to that. I'm not too sure yet, you know, what's the best and what men would have liked and all that. But, yeah, we see. Anyway, did you know about, you know, David Meckenhoff? I mean, it's terrible, you know. I was with him a few days ago at the Lake's house, and to find out that he is dead.
It's a shock, but these things happen, but it doesn't mean now we have to go backwards. We need to go forward and remain positive.
Yeah, but let's see what Henk is going to do with, you know, to lose his brother. I'm just thinking, if it happens to you and you lose a brother, how would you react, even if you don't get along?
Well, family is family, and it will still affect me.
I wonder what happened with him. I know he was... Did you have some dealings with him, with David Meckenhoff?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And he was in Parkinson House, you know. I think they stole it with Patricia Parkinson. They stole it from Mem and Claire. You know, there's things that are undercover we're not sure, and probably they'll be disclosed in this book that Mom has written.
Yes, that's going to come out soon, and I think it could be a concern. So, what do you intend to do about the book?
Well, I'm not decided yet, you know, and I know Nina wants me to publish it at Parkinson House, which is what Mum wanted, but is it going to create more animosity than anything else, you know? You and Claire seems very keen to know what is in this book, but I'm not too in a rush.
Well, you remember the codicil. You have the authority to decide about the publication. If it's published, your question will have to be, is it going to harm this family even more?
Oh, honey, we haven't had a honeymoon yet.
I know. Don't think it's not worrying me, but our family's in chaos.
Even our wedding was just a minister in half an hour. You know, that was nothing.
Bit of a wham-bam thank you, ma'am, itself, but you know, our family's fighting. over the heritage, you know. Brother and I are at loggerheads, but we need to get that book published and get Seb on side to get it published by Parkinson's ASAP. I want to find out what's written in that book. It's really important.
Yeah, so the wedding plans are going well. Invitations are done, and I've still just got to pick stuff for the catering, and yeah, it's going well. But you know, I just wish there wasn't this conflict in the family. You know, it's such a happy time for me, and you, Nina, and Dave, that I just wish you could all be on the same page.
Look, the big thing is, Sebastian, why did he keep the book? He should have returned the book to us, our family.
Well, it was Mum's wishes for it to be published. He's just going with what her wishes were.
He doesn't realise the damage it can do to Purple Grove. Olive oil factory. Giving the book to Nina is ridiculous.
I don't know, it was Mum's wishes. He's trying to do the right thing.
Look, have a talk to him. I want you to have a talk to him. Get him back on track. Get him to understand the importance of it.
Look, I'll try, but I can't promise anything. I'll do my best.
Hey!
Hey! So have you seen them?
Yeah, they're not there. I don't know what's going on. The place is empty. They're gone.
Who?
Jose and Claire.
Really?
Yeah, I've just went past, and there's not what. Everything's just gone.
You didn't see that coming?
No, not at all. I mean, look, I know he'd been really sick, and I don't think it was good. I think it was terminal. So he had not a lot of time left. He did mention to me briefly that he wanted to find a solution, or get a cure, even if it meant going overseas. So maybe that's where they've gone.
So they just disappeared like this?
Yeah.
With his wife, so I guess that...
The place is empty. Hey, something I want to ask you. Do you think our family can move forward collectively as one big family? Set all the dramas aside?
You and I will never change, right? We've always been a family. Even if you said to me that we didn't spend much time together, it's true. When I was traveling to France and tried to sort out the hotel, I didn't spend much time with you. But we are a family. Your dad is there, my dad is there. At Purple Grove, we just need to find a way to live together.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Well, I've just been thinking a lot about Mum lately and what she would want. And I know she wouldn't want all these dramas, that's for sure. I just don't know how we can move forward.
Do you think, is it because Claire is back and she reminds us so much of Mum? I mean, obviously a twin sister.
Yeah.
We would see Mum pretty much all the time, constantly in her.
It could be that.
We never know if they really got along before. I was under the impression they actually don't get along. Never got along.
They were still sisters though.
Yes, to answer your question, I think we can be a family. It's all what we make it. And it's in here. It's entirely up to us. And probably up to you and I to drive it. You know, it took me a while to overcome Sharon's death. But now, you know, and Sean told me, yeah, my life is ahead of me. And I need now to do something different and have a different life. You know, and we need to keep the unity of our family, for sure. And it will be driven by you and I.
Yes.
Big sis.
Little bro.
Hey,
What do you reckon about Hank being in jail?
Well, to be honest, I'm worried about Olivera.
Oh,
It's a big pressure on her, and I don't think it's a good thing. Why do you think I've been trying to prevent her getting all concerned and worried? I don't want her in a traumatic state.
No, well, I'm wondering if we can do anything to maybe help him get out of jail. And if he does get out, he can take Sis out to Orange.
Well, can I say great minds think alike?
Yeah, well, you've taught me a lot, and I think that we could be able to move. What do you think? Do you think we could do something to get him out?
Look, I think we could. Let me say I'm surprised that you're taking this stance, considering Hank was the one who helped me exile you in the first place.
Yeah, well, you know, bro, the past is the past. You can't undo it, but we can only look forward to the future. So what's done is done, as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, if we can get on together and help Hank get out of jail, we can move the family forward.